This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Kia ora, good evening, I'm Melissa Barton. The Dunedin City Council-owned company Aurora Energy announced this week that it could choose to ignore official information request. The South Today found out more.
There has been a high degree of public interest in the Dunedin company Aurora Energy regarding concerns about its power pole replacement program as well as other network issues. At a meeting on Tuesday, the Dunedin City Council was informed by Dunedin City Holdings Chairman Graham Crombie that Aurora Energy did not have to answer any questions that might be put to them.
The Official Information Act, I think, does not apply to electricity companies. It does apply to local government CTOs. It's our intent to continue down those processes.
Councillor Lee Vandervis then sought confirmation that the City Council could be left out of the loop by one of its own companies.
So it doesn't matter whether it's Aurora or Delta or any of the other companies, if they do something that we want to question regarding their SOI, those questions need to go through you,
CHL,
and then you basically deal with them at arm's length from us.
Several Dunedin City councillors have since expressed surprise and disappointment at the company's stance. Councillor Aaron Hawkins told us today that the timing was not ideal.
I think there's certainly a very high level of public interest in the way that Aurora are dealing with the challenges that they're facing at the moment, and I think timing-wise it would seem problematic to take this opportunity to become less open with the public than the chair of their board has been recently.
Hawkins said the council could force the company to adopt a more responsive attitude.
I hope in this case it doesn't come to that. I'm hopeful that seeing the sentiment at council and around the community that Aurora will continue to comply with that level of transparency that we've seen from them in the past and do so willingly.
When approached, Aurora Energy said they had nothing else to add. Rudy Adrian, The South Today.
Many Southland and Otago farmers have inadvertently grown the same types of swede crops that killed hundreds of dairy cows in 2014. PGG Wrightson said a human error resulted in 556 farmers planting a type of swede that is linked to dairy cows suffering from liver disease. The toxic bulbs can be identified as being white when they should in fact be yellow. Farmers' emotions have been described as a mixture of incredulous and angry. The Dunedin Dementia Prevention Research Clinic at the University of Otago was officially opened by Health Minister David Clark today. Roselle LeBone was there.
Brain Research New Zealand is a national centre looking at the ageing brain and age-related neurological disorders. Led by Dr Nick Cutfield, another branch was opened today in Dunedin following on from a centre opened in Auckland in 2016. Health Minister David Clark and National MP Michael Woodhouse were in attendance, alongside co-directors Professors Wycliffe Abraham and Peter Thorne.
I don't need to tell any of you that New Zealand's population is ageing. We are living longer and in better health. Our birth rate is not what it used to be. Some of us are doing our bit, but...
The team wants to move beyond international statistics and study the prevalence of dementia in New Zealand directly.
Someone in the world develops dementia every 3 seconds. Dementia is a condition which today affects over 55,000 people in New Zealand, and it's estimated that 40 people per day are diagnosed with dementia in New Zealand.
Research has been conducted on food and exercise, including beetroot being good for blood flow. Volunteers who join the study will undergo a series of assessments over time, allowing researchers to look for early indicators of Alzheimer's and other dementias and detect these diseases at a very early stage. A further research centre is set to be opened in Christchurch later this year. Roselle LeBone, The South Today.
The public has been advised not to swim in Lake Wakatipu's Frankton Bay because of high E. coli levels. Frankton Bay near Queenstown is a popular place for swimming and water skiing during the summer. However, Otago Regional Council monitoring shows E. coli levels are at almost twice the safe level for swimming. Signs were put in place today warning the public to stay out of the water until tests show E. coli levels have dropped. The next results from water testing are expected on Monday. A Queenstown-based boxer's dream is coming true. Four-time New Zealand light welterweight champion Richie Hadlow has been selected to represent New Zealand at the Gold Coast Commonwealth Games in April. Mina Amso reports.
Queenstowner and light welterweight boxer Richie Hadlow rolls with the punches, getting fit and strong ahead of his biggest boxing event of his life.
It's a dream come true for me because I've been training since I was 7 years old at a different discipline, but Commonwealth Games and Olympics were always the pinnacle events. So this is one of them, and I'm proud to be going over representing New Zealand in Australia.
The 30-year-old came late to boxing, but has risen to be New Zealand's top-ranking male boxer. He's now ranked at number 4 at the Commonwealth and number 27 in the world. The light welterweight is considered a highly scientific boxer with an aggressive front foot style. He says that style might take him to a pro level someday, but his focus now is on one thing.
I'm going for the medals, and I'm going to be myself. I'm going to believe in me, and I'm happy to have the country behind me.
He's also taking the mental preparation side of things seriously.
Just focusing on being wherever you are at the time, which sounds super airy-fairy, but it's really important in boxing. If you get dropped or someone starts getting the better of you, you've got to realise that you're there and you've got to be in the moment and believe in what you've got.
Boxing New Zealand high performance manager Harry Ottey said in a statement he is confident the squad selected can bring home the medals. All of the athletes have performed well in qualifying events and have excelled at the high performance camps held in Auckland and Colorado Springs. And on Joseph Parker's fight against Anthony Joshua on March 31st.
They both have an extensive amateur career. I think AJ's been tested at a higher level.
Hadlow will join boxers from 6 other countries in Canberra next month for a 10-day pre-games training camp. Mina Amso, The South Today.
Still to come on The South Today, a woman is arrested in relation to 2 recent burglaries from properties just north of Mosgiel, and a former New Zealand soldier is on a mission to raise awareness about mental health issues.
For all your news from the southern regions as it happens, go to our Facebook page. The South Today, connecting you with your community thanks to New Zealand On Air.
For 3 generations, the Kilpatrick family have ensured Jimmy's pies are still world famous in the South Island. Made to an old family recipe, Jimmy's pies have been one of New Zealand's traditional takeaway foods, prepared daily on the premises alongside a range of savouries, sausage rolls and cakes. Jimmy's pies are distributed throughout the lower South Island. Jimmy's pies are sure to satisfy your travelling munchies.
The Terminus Apartments, where heritage meets modern sophistication and where the past is Dunedin's future. These 1 or 2 bedroom apartments are fitted with modern amenities, room to move and spectacular harbour and city views. Contact us now to have your piece of luxury.
Hi, Lindsay and Alex Campbell Menswear. We have our 3 stores on sale. It's our summer clearance sale. Look at all these t-shirts, 50% off. Look at all these polo shirts, 50% off. Look at all these woven shirts, short sleeves, 50% off. And there's more. Shorts. All these shorts, 50% off.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
But wait, there's more. 25% off all our regular lines off the normal price.
Why wait for seed to germinate? Why not do it the smart way? For instant results, call Ready Lawn today, or for more information, go to readylawn.co.nz.
Calling all Otago superheroes, the 2018 Relay for Life needs your team. On March 17 and 18, the relay teams will join together to create one of the most inspiring events, helping not only to raise funds but also to remember those who have fallen to cancer or are struggling with it. To register your team, simply go to the website and sign on, then start fundraising. It's about celebrating, remembering and fighting back. Be a superhero and register now at relayforlife.org.nz.
Free heart transmission. Please open your heart.
She is flowing freely. She is nourishing. She is loving.
Call Sunny Chin for peace in your heart.
At the Hard to Find Bookshop, we sell quality books on all subjects from the rare to the recent, and where viable, we will come to you. We have a great reputation for integrity and honesty, so if you're downsizing or sorting an estate and have books to sell, contact us.
At Action Engineering, the team make their mark as innovators in engineering because they don't just make things, they provide solutions. Call now on 477 1643 or go online to see the services they provide.
Welcome back. A woman has been arrested in relation to 2 recent burglaries from properties on Paru Alley, just north of Mosgiel. The burglaries occurred a week apart in early February, with items taken including cash, cell phones and jewellery. Police said the public had been helpful in the apprehension of the woman, who was due to appear in Dunedin District Court today. A former New Zealand soldier is on a mission to raise awareness about mental health issues. Blair Benefield of Mount Maunganui is travelling from Stewart Island to Cape Reinga to raise funds for mental health services, and he's doing it all on his skateboard. Sharon Rees has more.
Blair Benefield has come a long way to get where he is today, and as he starts his journey to raise mental health awareness, he's only got the length of the country to go. Benefield will spend the next few months skateboarding from the bottom of the South Island to the top of the North, and plans to spread his message along the way.
Starting to skateboard the whole length of New Zealand, over 3,000 kilometres, finishing on top in Cape Reinga. Yeah, and along the way want to connect with local communities, talk with schools and any sort of, meet up at skate parks or something, and just talk with the kids and try and inspire them to use their creative outlet as a form of therapy.
Benefield was a serving soldier in Afghanistan in 2008 and said he had a hard time settling back into normal life on his return. But the real blow came when he lost a member of his section in a training accident in 2012.
As a commander, took it on board quite heavily. I felt that I had failed my friend, and sunk quite deep into depression, and was eventually diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder.
Having been diagnosed, he was no longer fit for service and said he lost everything when he left the army. But in his darkest moments, Benefield found a new purpose.
I knew that that was the darkest, deepest place that I could go, and had a moment of clarity almost, and thought I need to find a purpose again. And so I found my purpose within my passion being skateboarding and adventure, surfing, snowboarding, all those sort of board sports. And so that was, that gave me a purpose again.
Relying on the kindness of strangers, such as the Stewart Island Experience, who shouted his trip across Fovo Strait today, Benefield hopes to raise $150,000 for mental health services on his Give a Little page. He arrives back in Invercargill tonight and will then begin his journey north. Anyone in need of a conversation about mental health should ring Lifeline on 0800 543 354 or free call or text 1737 for support from a trained counsellor. Sharon Rees, The South Today.
The University of Otago has created a new Centre for Pacific Health in their Division of Health Sciences. A ceremonial outrigger waka was specially carved for today's opening. The South Today went to have a look.
A new addition to the 9 professional health programs, such as medicine and pharmacy, which are offered at the University of Otago, is the Centre for Pacific Health. This recently carved outrigger canoe is a potent symbol to accompany the introduction of the new centre. Associate Dean Pacific Tai Sopawaga says the carved canoe will be a metaphor of how the centre will be run, in contrast to a modern-day ship with a single navigator.
In our Pacific context, that's not the way we navigate. We navigate by having a number of people who actually navigate the way forward. So our symbol is 2 double hull wakas, with the sail. The space where we're at the moment doesn't allow us to have a symbol like this, so I've asked just for an outrigger to be done. But really the symbol that we have is that of 2 double hull wakas that are interconnected. The idea around that is one waka, we have our Pacific people, the other waka, we have our non-Pacific people. And then together we'll be able to navigate the way forward to improve the health of our communities here in New Zealand. And I would also like to encourage to think about our Pacific region, our island countries.
Professor Sopawaga comes from the Samoan area of Whangaroa, a place famous for traditional carving, and she was able to arrange for the carvers to come to Dunedin to create this waka.
It's not easy to bring these traditional carvers. They've been here for 3 weeks and they leave again on Saturday to go back to Samoa. But they've left their jobs, they do this for a living, to come here to carve this because of the special relationship that I have with them. The tree where this was carved from was from just on my backyard. So the pine tree was felled from my backyard. So there's a connectedness to the tree, to where the men are from, and their carving and their skill. And they're very delighted to be here.
The Centre for Pacific Health was launched today at Dunedin Hospital. Rudy Adrian, The South Today.
After the break on The South Today, the Otago University student magazine Critic bans the words Donald and Trump from its publication, and we take a look at tomorrow's weather.
Hi, Lindsay here from Alex Campbell Menswear. Once again, we've opened up a pop-up store in George Street, right beside McDonald's. We've got up to 70% savings on normal retail. There's some great buys. We have socks right through to suits, everything in between. We'll see you there. The Alex Campbell Menswear pop-up. Don't miss it.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Why wait for seed to germinate? Why not do it the smart way? For instant results, call Ready Lawn today, or for more information, go to readylawn.co.nz.
135 Cumberland Street is a brand new, recently listed Category 1 heritage building right in Dunedin's warehouse precinct. Only a short walk to the Octagon in the central city. These are warm, well-insulated, self-contained apartments with all you need for a short or long stay. With beautiful views onto the harbour, these Airbnbs at 135 Cumberland Street come highly recommended for your stay in Dunedin.
Garrador Dunedin, delivering quality stylish garage doors in Dunedin for over 15 years. New doors, replacement doors, repairs and maintenance are all part of Garrador's quality service. Garrador Dunedin offers a full range of modern quality doors to suit any home. come visit the team at 553 Kaikoura Valley Road. Visit www.garador.co.nz or call us on 488 5676.
Oh, I'm not happy with this product demonstration, Ralphie. Oh, relax. It's all about balance. The balance between softness and strength. And my balance is perfect. So we won't fall? Of course not.
Hi, Ralphie.
Oh, hey there, Whoa. You fell for it. Yep, I fell for it. Cotton Softs. Softness and strength you can trust. I'm Cotton Soft on the environment too.
Helping New Zealanders to do more. Talk to MTF today.
Active Interior Design in Mornington are the curtain and blind experts. The team can even advise you on outdoor products like awnings and umbrellas and will ensure that everything is perfect. For interior design with flair, call Active to book your free in-home consultation or call into the showroom in Mornington.
Thanks for staying with us. The Otago University student magazine Critic has banned the words Donald Trump from its publication. The magazine will from now on instruct its writers to either just use the term president or a nickname when referring to Trump. Critic editor Joel McManus, first editorial of the year, considered the decision was an almost entirely pointless form of protest. A new street artwork has materialised on a wall in Princess Street. International artist Bic Ismo has created a new piece of street art for Dunedin. It's a commission Dunedin Street Arts Charitable Trust Chairman Scott Mears says has been years in the making.
Dunedin's popular street art trail is gaining 2 new artworks, including this one by Joshua Santos Rivera, aka Bic Ismo. Puerto Rico-born Rivera has worked as a graffiti artist for over 15 years, and his street art can be seen in more than 20 countries.
When the graffiti started in New York, many of the people that started the graffiti in New York was Puerto Rican immigrants. So in my country, always was a strong presence of graffiti and street art. Yeah.
He says he chose this ball motif and the colours to reflect the urban environment.
It's part of a series of. It's part of my new series of metallic animals that I'm working now. So every time I go to a different place, I change the animal.
The Dunedin Street Art Trust have funded this latest project. The trust is made up of a group of volunteers who want to rejuvenate Dunedin's urban environment.
Incredibly excited. This is the only piece that Bic's going to be doing in New Zealand. He's only here for 4 days. It's taken about 3 years of negotiating to get to this point, to have him here, and it's a particularly interesting mode that he works in.
Cantabrian Jacob Yikes has also started work on a second piece, which will appear sometime soon in the city. Roselle LeBone, The South Today.
8 out of 10 people in the Wakatupu region are not fully prepared for a natural disaster. That's according to a recent survey conducted by the Ministry of Civil Defence and Emergency Management. Mina Amso reports.
Okay, we've done. Yeah.
Civil Defence Officer for the Otago region, Trevor Andrews, is worried. The "get ready to get through" message is still not getting through to people.
I'm very concerned about, I'll say, the woeful level of preparedness that communities have.
Andrews says the latest Ministry of Civil Defence and Emergency Management polling figures show only 18% of New Zealanders are fully prepared for an emergency. That means only 2 out of 10 people have a survival plan, which includes what to do when not at home, have stored at least 3 litres of water per person for 3 days, and have regularly updated emergency survival items, and have the necessary emergency items. This includes 3 litres of water per person per day, food that will not rot, medicines, a torch, a battery-operated radio, and of course plastic bags for wastes.
We have this spectacle currently in Nelson and Takaka currently, where people were so unprepared for for those events, despite being adequate warning, a lot of warning, that it resulted in panic buying from the local store.
He is also concerned Wakatipo businesses are being too complacent, putting employees, clients, guests at risk if a natural disaster occurs.
I won't be in a position to come around and vacuum up all your clients that you might decide to dump on the street.
Civil defence authorities are in the process of distributing booklets in central Otago. It contains information such as risks and hazards and where to find the nearest civil defence centre. Mina Amso, The South Today.
And now it's time for a look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT. Welcome, Barry Stewart. What have you got for us this evening?
Port Otago have shut down access to its sheds in Friat Street, and you can find out why in the paper tomorrow. And we have the numbers. It's official. This summer was the hottest on record. I don't suppose that surprises too many people, but there you go. It is official. It was a record. Highlanders are playing tonight, of course, kicking off their Super Rugby competition against the Blues at the stadium tonight. So hopefully there's going to be a big crowd there, and we'll be having a look at the faces and the activity on the zoo. All the students will be in town, and hopefully at the rugby.
They certainly make it colourful.
They do indeed. And we also have a rather unusual story about a boy rapper who records his music from his wardrobe. Obviously it's something to do with the sound and the issues there. So check out our video of that performance on our website tomorrow. And Degrees of Difficulty, a big read in the weekend mix tomorrow, is about the options for university students and what they are studying and their options for them. So a good read there.
Wonderful. So there's something for everyone in tomorrow's ODT. Thank you, Barry.
Thank you.
And now it's time for a look at tomorrow's weather.
Tonight's weather proudly brought to you by MolMap.
Today's southern view is of a vanilla sky over Princes Street. Looking at the situation, an anticyclone will move across the North Island this weekend, but in southern districts a cold front approaches from the west and brings increasing northwesterly airflow, coupled with some rain on Monday as a change to colder southwesterly air arrives. Looking at what's in store for the southern towns, Balclutha and Catlins, you both have moderate northerlies with some high cloud and 20. Gore and Lumsden, you too have moderate northerlies with high cloud and slightly higher temperatures of 21 and 22. Moving westwards to central, Alexandria, you're in for fine weather with light northerlies and a high of 24. Queenstown and Wanaka, you're the same with a high of 23. Tiana, you have freshening northwesterlies with increasing cloud and 18. Looking at what's in store further north, Oamaru and Twizel, you have fine weather with moderate northeasterlies and 19. Amarama and Twizel, you have fine weather with light northerlies and 24. In Dunedin tonight, some cloud with southwesterlies dying out with an overnight low of 8. Tomorrow, early low cloud clearing and becoming fine and sunny during the day with breezy northeasterly winds developing. Some spits of rain will develop tomorrow night, 18 and 13. Expect cloud on Sunday with scattered light rain during the morning, becoming heavy during the afternoon. Mild northerly winds die out, followed by cool southwesterlies late in the day, 19 and 10. In Invercargill tonight, some cloud with an overnight low of 8. Tomorrow, mostly fine and sunny with light northerly winds developing, 19 and 13. And cloudy on Sunday with periods of rain and fresh northwesterly winds at first, easing to showers with colder gusty southwesterlies during the afternoon, 17 and 9 degrees. And that's our news for this Friday. For the latest news from the southern region, you can follow us on Facebook and at channel39.co.nz. I hope you all have a great weekend. Take care. Ka kite anō.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.